Hey Maria, how you doing?
Hi, Albert. I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been a fan of yours for a while now. Ever since Master of Disguise and Wizards of Waverly Place. That's
Oh,
how long I've been watching your
thank
stuff
you.
for. I like-
Thank you.
And I like the fact that you play a witch here in Seven Cemeteries. I think you did a fantastic job. Like
Thank
you brought the humor of Wizards of Waverly Place to that role, and I absolutely loved it.
Well, thank you so much. Well, she's written in such a fun way. It was easy to use myself and, what I feel I have a lot of like comedic instincts, and I love that she's written in that fashion, that there's all these kinds of different levels to her. And I love that the movie incorporates comedy in a horror Western kind of way.
Yeah. And one of the best things was you got to share the screen with one of the all-time greats, Danny Trejo. What was it like working with him?
Oh gosh, it was such an honor. I've met him a few times at some big events, and he's such an interesting person because he looks threatening, and that's why he plays those tough guy roles. But he is genuinely the sweetest, authentically down to earth person I have ever met. He's very warm and real. A lot of people pretend to be um, something they're not in this town,
Mhm.
but he's not that way. He's very genuine, and spending a lot of time with him on set and seeing how the way he is, the way and he's very. It doesn't mean he's always sweet and sugar coated. He can have a moment, but that's what I like. He's a real person. He's not always pretending. Uh, and I think he's a very good actor. He was excellent in our movie. I loved working with him. He was our Bravo, and he was terrific.
He was, and I also like the fact that your quote unquote husband
Yeah.
was played by the awesome Efren Ramirez, who I talked with not too long ago, and he had such nice things to say about Danny, the whole movie, the whole process. So from your end, what was it like working with him as
Oh,
your hubby there?
I loved working with him. I've been a fan of his, of course. Who isn't from Napoleon Dynamite? He was so unique and interesting and weird and special in that movie. And in our movie, again, he's terrific. And I love that he was open and he cared enough about the whole movie to like talk to me about an idea he had. And I took it. I took his idea, and it was for me to yell out his name when I go through some hardships at the end.
Mhm.
And I did. I don't know if you can tell, but I yell out his name, which was such a beautiful thing to ask me to do. And a lot of actors don't share their ideas with other actors because some actors aren't open to it, but I am. I appreciated it because it showed me that he cared about the whole picture. And I thought it was a great idea. Because you see that my character kind of ridicules him, doesn't really quote unquote respect him, but then you see that I really do need him. I really do care for him. I really do
Yeah.
love him. I was just putting on that show as the Bruja, the witch, to act all tough and Bruja-ish. So I love that layer of vulnerability that he reminded me to put in there. I loved it. So I loved working with him, and I'd love to work with him again. He was a terrific, terrific part of our movie. I loved him. I love the makeup on him was so good, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, and the one on yours was pretty good too. Like when you first see the trailer, I couldn't even recognize you. I
Yeah.
first, it took me a while. It took me like literally a minute to realize that it was you, and I'm like, oh,
Yes.
that's who that is. Oh my God. But and then I heard the voice. So that's what kicked it off for me because you got that really distinctive voice that like anyone can recognize you right away.
Right. Well, thank you for being shocked at how hideous I can look. Um, I'm a very glamorous person in real life. Like I love to get all dolled up. To me, it makes me feel awake, happy, ready. Like my mother modeled it for me. So when they had to go out of their way to make my imperfections worse, when I'm used to making my imperfections better, I was like, oh yikes. So what if you have a dark circle, they make it deeper. If you have a sunspot, they make it darker. And I remember John, our director, saying to the makeup artist, "Can you give him more liver spots?" And I was like, "Oh," but I actually embraced it because that's actually the wise thing to do. I mean, my husband said, "Babe, think of it as like a theater piece. not some glamorous film part or TV part. And I did, and it was wonderful. So then I ended up loving it. The dirt in my nails, the liver spots, like I said, um, the ratty hair, the wig with the shells in it, I loved it. It just helped me get even more in character. So that was something I had never really gotten to do on film or TV, is to play something like that kind of old Mexican witch. But I
Yeah.
love that she had so many layers to her. She wasn't just one dimensional. She's fun, she's vulnerable, she cares about the town and about the drug lord, the revenge on Abuelo, and for righteous reasons, you know. And I really liked all that.
Yeah, it felt like even though it was the character was something that could have been one dimensional, you made it into an like pretty much a human. You brought the
Thank
human
you.
traits to that character, and I think that's what's really important.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That's the goal, I think.
Yeah, exactly. So what's next for you after that? Now that this is out, like it's been out. What's next for you
Oh,
that you can talk about?
well, what's funny is I have another holiday movie coming out and completely different. And it's called The Merry Gentleman on Netflix. And I play Denise, kind of like the antagonist a little bit, and who has kind of a heart change. So it's a Christmas movie. It's funny. It's kind of, you'll see. You'll see. I don't want to give it away. Um, Britt Robertson is our lead, and Chad Michael Murray, and they're of course terrific. I have that coming out for Christmas, and I'm going to be filming my first episode of Wizards Beyond Waverly Place on November 4th.
Awesome.
So it'll be in season 2 when you watch the series
Mhm.
is when I'm introduced. So I can't wait for that. I'm very excited, as are the fans. What else have I got going on? What else did I do? What did I do recently? My husband remembers things I've done more than I do, and he's not here. He's like, "Babe, you did this and you did that." Because we do project. Oh, I'm voicing Dora, the on the new Dora. I voice Dora's abuela
Okay.
for Nickelodeon and Paramount Plus, and that's terrific. Again, very different, and I love that I get to be all these different things because I have lots going on, and a lot of actors do, but we don't get a chance to showcase it, especially as Latina actors. They
Hmm.
still tend to put us in boxes. So I'm really glad that I've been able to show some of the stuff I've got to show. So I've got that, and what else? Oh, I've been recurring on small, but recurring on the morning show on Apple TV
Okay.
as one of the board members, Mercedes, and that's great because it's a great show. Of course, I want to do more on there, so we'll see. So that's what's going on, Albert.
Awesome. Well, everyone, right now, check out Seven Cemeteries. It is out. It is a fun, enjoyable film, and you get to see Maria in a role like never before, and she's fantastic in it. And Maria, thank you so much again to talk to you about this film. I've had such a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, you take care and stay awesome.
Thanks. Bye bye.
Bye bye.